Hey guys, Rendakor here, back with some Matter Science. Today I'm going to show you one of the new power items I made for equivalent exchange, and then we'll take a look at my quarry setup, because that's all sort of finally working. So the thing I made is called the Evertide Amulet, and as you see it takes 3 dark matter and 6 water buckets. Now I already made it because I needed it to get the quarry sorted, but we will show you what it does. It's got kind of a lot of options, and it can be sort of messy and difficult to clean up after, so that's why I came out here to my the world where I do my cave and dungeon exploring, rather than show this off in the real world. So we're going to go a little ways away from spawn, and what you can do with this is basically all water related. So you can push the H key and just shoot water and literally flood places, and this is why I didn't want to do this in the real world, because this is going to be a bitch to clean up. And I don't really care how this world looks, so we're just going to go ahead and flood this little forest. It also makes you immune to drowning, which is sort of counterintuitive to see at first. I'm trying to get far enough that it's not going to work. Alright, well the other thing you can do is you can right-click to make water. And if you do this kind of a lot in a flat area, you'll get, more reasonable looking water, instead of this crazy, river monstrosity. Let's see, can I stay under here? Yeah, here we go. So it will protect you from drowning, but it's hard to realize that because your breath still goes down. It's just that whenever your breath gets to 0, you, don't die. And it doesn't have to be equipped to do that. That works as long as it's just on your hotbar, I think. Yeah, if you take it off your hotbar, you start to drown. The other cool feature is that when you're on water, and this is not... you can't really tell now, but you move much faster, more like a boat, than if you're actually swimming. Let me go see if I can make some flat water here to show that off a little better. We'll just fill this whole thing in. So you see I'm moving, much quicker on this water than normally you would if you were swimming, because you kind of skate along the surface. It's like water walking, which is really cool. And then you hit shift and you'll go down into the water, and I'm not actually sure how to get it to start working again. There we go. It's kind of finicky, but yeah, that's sort of the gist of this thing. It can also, I think, freeze water. Alright, well yeah, theoretically it can freeze water. I'm not really sure how, but that's actually not that useful of a thing. But yeah, that's the Eventide, or the Evertide Amulet. And I always call it the Eventide Amulet because I read it wrong the very first time I saw it. I'm not really sure why. It's never stick that that's not the right pronunciation, but yeah. Sorry in advance for calling it the Eventide Amulet a zillion times. Now we're going to head back to where I think the spawn was, and we're going to head back home, and I will show you the quarries. So over here we've got the 2 new quarries. You see resources are coming out of the one, but not the other. I'm going to turn up the brightness, and we'll go out there and I'll show you kind of what's going on. This is where this amulet was needed, and you'll see why. I had to basically cover the whole quarry area with water, and when I did it on the left, the water got kind of messy, and the quarry doesn't like that. So what it's doing here is it's melting away all of the water above the frame, which is actually good in the long run because it'll make it look less messy, and all this water running puts kind of a strain on the CPU, so eating it will improve performance. The left side I did, the left side quarry was going first, so I did that one while the right one was still clearing away. I got this one flat much easier. So this one you see is already, nice, flat, all the way watered down, so that anytime it hits lava, it'll just get melted immediately into water or into obsidian or cobble and mined out, so the quarry will never stop. So this one is nice and simple and pretty. The one over here is a little messy, mostly because there was a natural river there. So there were no blocks here. You see how this river continues to the north. I just sort of spammed water over the whole area until it was all water. So that's why this one is still kind of playing catch up. but it will work once it gets going. And clearing this out was a bitch, by the way, because this is dark as fuck, so there were monsters spawning the whole time I was down here, and I was trying to do it by hand with buckets at first, and it was just not, like, viable. Now, if you would fit in there, there we go. So yeah, there's these 2 quarries, and I only have 3 geothermal generators hooked up for it. The one, even with 2 energy collectors producing lava cells, is only enough to keep 3 of them powered kind of at all times. The 4th one was only ever, well, having it go to 4 of them was resulting in only 2 of them really being up at a time, and it just wasn't efficient. But even with 2 of them going, 3 engines, sorry, and 2 quarries going, we're seeing a net gain in power. It's slow, but it's going up, and we've got a 3 million EU surplus just running these 2. So power is not a concern. Now, while I was doing all that, because that literally took, I don't know, something like 4 hours, clearing this quarries out and getting it all working. While I was doing that, this quarry over here hit bottom. So we moved it over to here now, and I guess it kind of melted some of my oil, but it's not really a big deal because oil's not that important with electric engines. But let's go have a look out here. I had to kill some of the framework of the old quarry because, like, monsters and shit were walking down the hill and then hopping onto the frame and, like, walking over here while I was playing with this one and, like, fucking harassing me. It was super annoying. So I had to smash some of the frame. I guess I could kill all of it, but, like, effort. But yeah, here's this one, and it's going pretty good. It's not max size like the other ones. I kind of set it to the, like, reasonable confines of this, like, lake system here, so that I wouldn't have to go play water games like we did with the other one. We'll just fix this slightly lower level water bit where there was actually natural land. It's still messy over there because of the oil, but there's nothing really I can do for that. But yeah, let's go have a look down the other one. It did go, and I hope you can kind of see this. This doesn't look too dark, and this is with max brightness. But it went down all the way to bedrock, and I kind of glanced around, and I don't see any diamonds, like, on the edge. So there's no point in actually doing any mining here. But this is what it looks like once the quarry's done. It stops at the bedrock, so, like, these little bits of stone underground, it's obviously not going to get. But it was otherwise pretty effective at clearing the shit out of this area. So, what the plan is now is to get our EMC-flower really going hard and generating some good EMC so we can make the rest of the sweet equivalent exchange power items. Or at least make some more of them. So I've got my Kleinstar Veer in there, and it's got a whopping 800,000 EMC. The first thing we're going to do with that is we're going to upgrade... Whoa. We're going to upgrade our relay here to Mark III. And that takes a red matter and the relay itself, and I think the rest is obsidian. There we go. So now we have the Mark III relay, which is the final upgrade. And this is generally the relay you're supposed to be using for this whole system. The internet guides are like, lulz noob, don't ever use the Mark I or II ones. And goddammit, I forgot to teach the thing, this one. Alright, let's put this obsidian away, and we will go place our Mark III relay, which will burn through matter super quick. And you see, whatever one I put it in is going to get the whole amount of EMC from the whole mix, because it'll bleed into the relay and then the collector will pull it out. So it doesn't really matter where you place your star in the system. It'll all feed in eventually. Alright, the next step in getting the flower going is to make another relay. Now, I haven't got the EMC to make another Mark III one directly, So we're going to pull the red matter out because that's the hardest thing to make, and then we're going to make the Mark 1 one and Mark 2 ones by hand. So it's a diamond block, a bunch of obsidian, and a glass, which we've got the mats for. There's the diamond block. Whoops. There's the Mark 1, and I know I don't have enough obsidian, so we'll pull some more of that out right now. There's that. Then to get Mark 2, we need a dark matter first, which is, what, a diamond block surrounded by... Yeah, a diamond block surrounded by Aeternalis fuel. Dark matter, Mark 2 relay, or Mark 1 relay rather. Pulls out the Mark 2, and then a Mark 2 in the same formation with the red matter gives us another Mark 3. Now, because these are all light emitting, you can put them in place of these glowstone blocks. And then the idea is that you would then surround the relays with collectors of their own. With energy collectors of their own. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to build collectors to go around this relay. And that means we can actually probably put one down here as well now, because we'll just use this one. Let me make sure they all feed in properly. No, they don't, because they're not all hooked up yet. Let's see. Yeah, they're all still independent. Actually, let me try this then, since they're going to be finicky. Maybe we need to use... Which one is that relay on top of? The front one, alright. This energy collector. Let's see if this... Because this should pull from both relays because it's connected to both of them. Yep, it emptied the one, and it's emptying the other. Good. Alright, so the system is all still efficient and connected and good. So let's see what we can make as far as a few more collectors. And no, we don't have enough to make one. Alright. We've probably got the mats to do it by hand. Yeah, a block of diamonds surrounded by glowstone. So we've got enough diamonds to make 2 of them, so that's what we're going to do. And as usual, we've got no glowstone at all. Whoops. So that's literally all the EMC I had left. But this should give us enough glowstone to make, or to have some for surplus. 2 of those, 2 diamond blocks, 2 glass. Two more energy collectors. We'll place one directly on top of the old condenser because we don't really need it anymore. With some glowstone for light for it. And we'll place the other on the right side. Ah, fuck, fuck, fuck! No, that's awful. Ah, I knew this thing was fucking dangerous. Whew. And now, theoretically, this is at 27-ish, I should just be able to plunk my Klein star into here, And it should pull it out of there. I can't tell if it's draining the one on the inside or not. It probably isn't, but it might be. That's actually kind of hard to tell. No, it's not. Alright. So we'll need to keep using the one on the bottom for now, because that's the one that'll be connected to both, the one that I just broke, naturally. This should pull from both of them. Yeah, it's definitely pulling from that one. And it is also pulling from this one. Okay, good. Good, good, good.